Very good morning to all. Myself Shivkumar Arvatgimat, lecturer in Automobile Engineering Department, BLD SSM Polytechnic, Vijaypur. Today I am discussing the fifth unit of strength of material, that is the strain energy and the impact loading. It is 3 hours and it carries 10 marks. The contents covered in this chapter are definition of strain energy, derivation of strain energy stored in a body, definition of resilience, proof resilience, modulus of resilience, and the derivation of stress due to gradually applied load, suddenly applied load, and the impact load. So first we know the definition of a strain energy. It means the energy stored in a body due to deformation. It means when the compressive load is applied on a spring. So it means initially the spring having a length L. If you apply a compressive load, the spring gets compressed. It means the length is to be reduced. That is a change in dimension. That is a deformation. During the change in dimension, the energy is stored in the spring. So that stored energy is called as a strain energy here. Okay, and it is denoted by capital U, and the unit of strain energy is a Newton meter or Newton mm. Now we can derive the strain energy stored in a body here. Let us consider a rod of length L and the diameter D. When it is subjected to a tensile load, here length gets increased here, that is elongated, and the diameter gets decreased here. The dotted line indicates decrease in diameter. And the condition of strain energy is you have to apply the load up to the what? Elastic limit or up to the proportionality limit here, within the elastic limit or up to the proportionality limit here. So this comes under the stress strain diagram for the ductile material here. And I will take the dotted line here, and this shaded area represents the strain energy here. So the work done or strain energy equals to, that is the area of the triangle here, 1 by 2 base into height. 1 by 2, that is the into height is F here, P, and base is the delta L deflection, F into delta L. So it is equation A. And we want what? F and delta L value. So I define stress equals to force by area. Force becomes what? Sigma into A here. So it is equation 1 here. Similarly, I know the definition of Young's modulus, stress by strain here, and strain becomes stress by Young's modulus. We know the strain formula delta L by L and sigma by E. Delta L becomes what? Sigma by E into L here. So it is equation 2 here. Put equation 1 and 2 in equation A. The equation A is 1 by 2 into F into delta L. Put F value and delta L value here. So U equals to 1 by 2. F is what? Sigma into A here. Delta L is sigma by E into L here. So sigma into sigma is sigma square, and A into L, where A into L is called as a volume here. So 1 by 2 sigma square V by E. So this is what? The derivation of strain energy stored in a body. And the resilience means here the strain energy stored in a body due to the external loading within the elastic limit. It means when the tensile load is applied on a body or a material. So when the tensile load is applied on a bar, so it means it gets stretched here. Okay. When you remove the load, again it comes to the original position. It means the material doesn't get a permanent deformation. So that we call it as a resilience. Proof resilience means here when we apply the load on the material is maximum. So at that point the energy stored in this material is also a maximum. So the maximum strain energy stored in a material up to elastic limit means it doesn't get permanent deformation. So that we call it as a proof resilience. And the modulus of resilience means the proof resilience per unit volume of material is called as a modulus of resilience. And next one, the stress due to different types of loading, derivation of stress here, and due to first one gradually applied load, suddenly applied load, and the impact load. First one, stress due to gradually applied load. So if you take a load of about maximum load of 50 kilonewton, If I want to apply the gradually, that is a step by step, that is the here gradually means here 0, 5, 10, 15 and so on to 50 kilonewton. This is what gradually applied load. And I will take the dotted line here, and this shaded area represents the strain energy. And the condition of strain energy is you have to apply the load up to what? Proportionality limit. Okay. Now strain energy, we know the formula sigma square V by 2, that is, or 1 by 2 sigma square V by E. So it is equation 1. Again I will take the what work done by the external load or area of this triangle 1 by 2 F into L, that is base into height here, F into delta L. By equating 1 and 2, that is 1 by 2 sigma square V by A and equal to, say it is equation, this equation 1 by 2 F into delta L. Here half, that is 1 by 2, 1 by 2 get cancelled here, and here sigma square, and here volume is nothing but a area into L divided by E equals to F into delta L. If L comes to the denominator, it becomes what? When the L comes to the denominator, what happens? Sigma square A divided by E is equals to F into delta L by L here. So sigma square A, E means Young's modulus, that is the sigma by E. F is equals to F into delta L by L is, again it is a strain here, that is epsilon here. If you take a reverse, that is a sigma square into A into, that is the epsilon by sigma equals to F into epsilon here. F into epsilon here. So epsilon get cancelled here and sigma get cancelled here. So remaining is sigma into A equals to F here. So sigma equals to F by A. This is what the formula for stress due to the gradually applied load. Next, stress due to the suddenly applied load. If you apply a load of about 50 kilonewton, so you can apply, it is a suddenly applied load, that is 0 to 50 kilonewton. It will take immediately. It doesn't take by step. Okay. So and it is a rectangle now. So the strain energy stored in a body, we know that the formula sigma square V by 2E. And this area of rectangle is that is the base into, that is height. So base is delta L here and height is here F. So it is equation 1 and 2. So by equating 1 and 2, again say it is equation 1 here sigma square V by 2E and F into delta L. Sigma square here, sigma square V means here A into L and divided by 2 into the Young's modulus E is equals to F into delta L, where here F into delta L, here A into L, here L comes to the what denominator here. So what happens? Sigma square A by 2E is equals to F into delta L by L here. So delta L by L is called as a strain here, that is epsilon. So sigma square into A divided by 2, see E is the Young's modulus, that is the stress by strain here. If you reverse it, sigma square into A into, that is the epsilon by 2 sigma equals to F into epsilon. See, sigma square into A, epsilon by 2 sigma equals to F into epsilon. Here epsilon get cancelled and sigma get cancelled here. So sigma equals to 2 into F divided by area. This is the stress formula for the what? Suddenly applied load. Sigma is the stress in Newton per mm square or Newton per meter square. F is the force in Newton and A is the area in mm square or meter square. And third one, stress due to impact load. Let us consider a rod of length L and having the cross-sectional area A here. If you put a load here which is a falling from a height h, and one end we can fix the polar here to the rod. So when the load is falling from a height h and the length is to be extended by, that is delta L. The formula for the stress for the impact loading is sigma equals to P by A plus under root of P square by A square plus 2 PHE by AL, where P is the load falling from the height in mm, that is the, here P is the load here which is falling from height in mm, and A is the here, this is the area of the rod in mm square, and E is the Young's modulus in Newton per mm square, and H is the here, H is the height of fall in mm, and L is the length of the bar in mm. So if you have any questions, you can call to this number, and my WhatsApp number is this one, and this is my YouTube channel, and this is my Facebook. Thank you.